Hello. Hey, my name is Sierra, and welcome to my brand new channel. Ever since I was a kid, I always loved doing art, and it was always one of my favorite pastimes. I remember drawing all the time as a kid. My favorite movie characters, video game characters, just anything and everything. My dad used to give me scrap computer paper from his job, like old documents and stuff that they didn't need anymore, and he just let me draw on it. And then there was another memory of my grandmother when she came down to visit us. She ended up buying me a sketchbook, and I just, I always loved drawing. And it wasn't until I got older that I slowly started to stop, mainly because like I had access to the internet at that point, right? And you get on DeviantArt. I'm a 2000s baby, so I started having access to the internet as I got older, got on DeviantArt, saw everybody was better than me, which is a fun fact. Half of these people were like twice my age and had been doing it for several years. But the weird thing is that even at like the age of like 10 or 11, I started to compare myself, and I stopped doing art because I had this weird thing in my brain that if I just stopped doing art and then like came back to like drawing at a later age, that I would just automatically become better, right? That doesn't happen. That's not how that's not how that works. But dang, I thought that's how we were going to get better, just not doing it. I did eventually come back to art at about the age of 15, 16. It was when I got into high school, and I was doing a dual enrollment class. So I did high school and I did college at the same time. And so a lot of my college classes, I got to take a couple art classes for some humanities credits. And those were some of the best times of my life. I just remember for being so happy. We did a lot with the grid method, where we copied photos with a grid overlay, and then we would go ahead and draw like a bigger version of that on another gridded sheet of paper. If I have any, I don't think I have any of those old artworks anymore, or else I'd show them. But yeah, and it was great. And I drew all the time. I got on Pinterest finally. That I love Pinterest. It's the best social media because it's not really one. But I would use that all the time, and just I drew to my heart's content. And then I graduated, and then I just stopped because once again there was that feeling of comparison and the feeling that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to get better, and I just in with a work and then college, I just didn't have time. Um, and then I started again finally about 2 to 3 years after I graduated high school. I ended up actually getting an iPad because what I had seen on like TikTok and stuff was people selling stickers of their art on Etsy, like just to make a little bit of money here and there. And I was like, oh, that seems easy enough. I could do that. So I went out, I bought an iPad, and I started doing digital art. And it was garbage. I also started an art Instagram around the same time that I got the iPad because I wanted to show off my art, and I thought I was gonna promote all my stuff on Instagram when I made my snazzy little stickers for my sticker shop. Yeah, we to this day we have 26 followers, and I never made stickers. There was a point finally though where I realized I didn't want to make like silly, goofy little stickers, and also I had horrible drawing fundamentals. Um, And so I started focusing on portrait drawing specifically, like doing portrait art. Um, and I'll try to put some photos up, kind of where I started with my first finished portrait versus where I finally got to. And there's a big difference in the skill level. I got a lot better really fast. And that was amazing to see. And then I started to stagnate a little bit, And then now kind of where I'm at is that I will do art good for like the first I'll do it good for like 3 months, right? And then I won't touch my iPad or a sketchbook or paint for the next like 5 to 6 months. Like something in my little gopher brain will not let me actually paint or draw, or like I feel too not good enough to actually do it. So I've had a lot of inconsistency since I've been struggling with this for like the last 5 years of like going absolutely gung ho for like a month to like 3 months and then dropping it for like almost the rest of the year. And I'm trying to get out of this, and that's part of the reason why I'm here. You might look, I'll show some of my newer art, but you might look at that stuff and be like, Sierra, that's really not that bad. And yes, it is. And let me explain why. Number one, as I spoke on before, inconsistency. I am completely inconsistent when it comes to art. I, like I said, can't fucking touch it for some reason. Just I'll go absolutely gung ho on it for a couple months, and then drop it for the rest of the year. I can't learn or get better doing that. And that is something, especially this year with making this YouTube channel, I am very laser focused on changing is consistency. Number two, I only know how to draw two things. I know how to do portraits and landscapes. Nothing else. And I'm terrified of everything else. Anatomy? Horrified. Line art? Can't do it. Full blown characters, head, body, and all. You might as well just be asking me to fucking build a rocket with a damn toothpick. You know? It's not good. It's really not. So I also want to learn something more. I even feel like some of my portraits could be a lot better. I do a lot of like value portraits, like black and white. Color, I feel like I'm getting better at, but could be, it could be a little bit better. So yeah, that's reason number two. Third is self-doubt. I get through periods of just hating everything I've made in art. And feeling like I'm not progressing fast enough, or my stuff's not aesthetically as pleasing as somebody else's. And that's just pretty much those three things are the main things I've struggled with for especially the last 5 years. And I love making art, and it's so enjoyable. And I've just had the hardest time trying to stay consistent with it. So this year, as I'm finally, I think it's January 8th as I am recording this right now, and since January 1st I've been going ahead and doing a lot of art. A lot of sketches and things like that, and trying to keep a little consistent with it. And so what I want to do, especially for this first year, I think that this is going to be something that I'm working on for the rest of my life, right? But what I want to work on, at least for this first year, is documenting where my art is as of January 1st and where it's going to be December 31st at the end of this year. So that's the first biggest project. So let's get to the point. Why am I making this channel? And what I want this channel to be is accountability. I don't do art tutorials. I am a student just probably as you are watching. I don't feel like I have anything to teach. More so, I want to show a realistic progression of someone who is still an amateur at art, and eventually I want to try to make this YouTube or my art or whatever a full-time thing that I can support myself on. And I'm hoping to do that while making videos and like keeping myself accountable. This channel is accountability for me. Have you ever watched people on YouTube document like their weight loss journeys where like they do before and after photos and they do little vlogs about like where they're at and how they're progressing, what they're eating the week, stuff like that? I want to do that, but for art. A big inspiration to this video and why I'm even doing this is actually PewDiePie's series where he learned about last year. He started off with I started learning how to draw in 30 days. He then went from 30 days to 6 months to a year. I want to do that, but pretty much for the rest of time. I think I am going to go ahead and start off with a 30-day like drawing every day because I don't think I've ever been able to actually draw every day for 30 days straight ever. So that is one thing I want to do. But I just want to show I'm really interested to document how a skill progresses, specifically art, because I feel like a lot of what you see online is like these perfectly curated sketchbooks and things like that. And that's I don't think it's realistic. Not hating on anyone who does that. Absolutely not. But I have not seen someone realistically study art and like show off pretty much all the fine minute details. I think there are days I'm gonna make some absolute dog shit work, absolute horrendous, and then some days I might make good stuff, and I kind of want to show all of it. So I hope that you're interested in coming down for the and you're willing to come around for the ride. um I'm very new to YouTube, so I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't know how to talk. But if you are interested in following me, it would mean the absolute world to me. Please feel free to subscribe and like. I am also on Blue Sky and Instagram as of this moment in time. I will go ahead and post those social media links in the description if you're interested in following me. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me ramble today, and I think we got a lot in store, and I hope you're wanting to follow along. So, bye guys. See you next time.